Justin Branham from MasterFiddle.com. In this lesson, we're going to learn a Kenny Baker fiddle arrangement of a classic hymn called Pass Me Not in the key of B flat. This one has lots of pretty double stops in it, and it goes into second position and third position, so it's a little more advanced. But if you're comfortable with the key of B flat and playing some double stops that are intervals of a sixth and a third, then you should be fine with this one. All right, let's get started. So our first phrase sounds like this. And we have some pickup notes. We've got 5 pickup notes to be precise. A second finger on the D string playing an F natural, and a first finger on the A string playing a B flat. So here's our F natural, and here's our B flat. And we're going to do 3 notes on that. We're going to go down, up, down, and it's a triplet, so it sounds like this. Okay, and that's just down, up, down, kind of closer to the frog so you can get a more percussive sound. Okay, and then after that down bow, we're going to play an up bow, a first finger on the A string, a B flat, and an open D. So, and then a down bow, a first finger on the D string, an E flat, and a second finger on the A string, a C note. And that's an up bow as well. So we've got, that's back and forth, so down, down, then up, and then up again. Okay, so up to tempo, sounds like that. Kind of crispy down at the bottom of the bow here, so we make it sound really articulate. And then the next phrase, or part of that phrase, is this. And that's a grace note into this B flat chordal double stop here. We're playing an F and a D, so that's the third and the fifth of the B flat chord. But before we play that, we're going to just do a little grace note into that. It's a second finger on the D string playing an F note, and on the A string playing a C note. So it's an interval of a fifth, a perfect fifth. And we play that by putting the second finger in the middle of the D and A string. So kind of pretend like there's a string in the middle of those two. And aim your finger right for the middle so that we can get that fifth. We've got the same finger on both strings. And it's just a grace note. So we hear that for about a 16th note. If you're reading the music, it's kind of approximate. It would be better to listen to my performance of it or Kenny Baker's performance of it to get the feel for that. But it's... And the double stop we're going into with that grace note is that second finger is going to stay down. We're not going to pick it up. So we still have the F note on the D string. But we're going to have a third finger on the A string come down on a D note. Okay? And the melody note is that third finger, and then we're just harmonizing it down a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's an interval of a 6 that we're using to harmonize that note, and that's just filling in the B flat chord. So the B flat chord is B flat, D, and F. So just parts of the chord there. So we're playing our own harmony with this. The next phrase, or part of the phrase again, is this. And we're going to do kind of a transitional double stop. It's sort of a passing chord if we're thinking of this as chords. It doesn't really fit with the B flat chord that it's over or the E flat chord that it's going to go to, but it's a good transition. So we're going to play a second finger on the D string on an F sharp. So that's a high 2 in this key. And then our first finger is going to be a high 1 on the A string. It's playing a C natural. So you may play that double stop if you play a lot of swing or just things that have sevenths in them a lot. This double stop kind of outlines a D7 chord too, F sharp and C. So you may be used to it for that. But what we're going to do is go into an E flat chord. And so the transition that happens, we're going to kind of slide our first finger down to a B flat, also with our first finger on the A string. And while we're doing that, when we get down to the B flat, we're going to put our third finger down on the D string on a G note. So we have this sliding down from the C natural down to the B flat, and then moving up from the F sharp up to the G. And what that does is we have different directions. So one of the notes, the one on the bottom, is going up, and the one on the top is going down. So that's what we call contrary motion. So we create a tension with that F sharp and C. You know, over B flat, that doesn't sound very good, but just for a second, it creates a really nice tension that then gets resolved when we go to that E flat chord. And again, we're not actually playing an E flat note, but the G and the B flat, that's the third, the G is the third, the B flat is the fifth of the chord. And the B flat is the melody note. So we're kind of switching around from playing sixths, that's a sixth interval, to thirds. So sometimes our harmony parts are further away, like with the sixth. Sometimes they're closer with the third. Both sound good. We're kind of just weaving in between those two things. So I'll play this transition one more time. And this is on an up bow. Okay, so right before that we went, and that was down, and then up. And still on that up bow, we're going to put our second finger down on the A string and play a C note. Okay, that was all up, so it's. Then down bow, again on that G and B flat double stop. So that's the third finger on the D string, first finger on A. On that same down bow, we're going to go over to the D and G strings and play an E flat with our first finger on the D string and an open G. So. And then on an up bow, we'll play that same double stop, the G and the E flat. Okay, so let me play the pickup and the first two measures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And so that was B flat, to an E flat, then back to a B flat. Okay? Just so you can kind of keep track of the chords. I think that helps to play it more in tune and to memorize when you know what the chord progression is. And that way these double stops are not just random notes that you don't know why they go where they go. The other thing about that too is if you know this, then you can use some of these movements in other songs. So for instance, this F sharp and C to G and B flat, you could use that going into the 4 chord in the key of B flat. So if I was playing another tune, I could use this to go from B flat to E flat. Or I can move it around. Since there's no open strings in that, I can actually move that anywhere on the neck. So I could put it over here, just jump 2 strings over to A and E, and then that's F to B flat. So you can see that if you just practice moving it around, that gives you a nice little double stop move that you can do for other songs. Okay, the rest of that phrase, we're going to be on a down bow here. And this is in second position. So it's third finger on the G string, a D note, and first finger on the D string, an F note. We're going to slide into this. And then we're going to keep that shape, don't pick your fingers up, and we're going to put the second finger down on the D string to play a G note, and this is up bow now, this is all up. That's the next thing we're going to do. Keep that shape down so the D on the bottom stays the same, but we're going to play a G note with our second finger, still in second position. Back to the F note with the first finger. Back to G, and still going up. I'm going to put my fourth finger down on the D string and play a B flat with that D note with my third finger on the G string. So that was all on an up bow. And then up. Okay, I'll do that one more time. All right, so that's the first phrase. Let's try all that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.